Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Welcome to our accountability session, and of course, the last Q&A and accountability session of the 4-week Ultimate Challenge. Welcome again. Let's start with, let me ask, is anyone in a rush?
No.
No? Okay.
I have some house guests, so I wouldn't mind going earlier than later.
Okay, Patty. Start with you. What are your wins and challenges for the week?
Okay, well, having a house guest, getting through a birthday weekend of my husband with lots of family here and friends, and really sticking pretty good to the plan. So I'm hoping to follow through this weekend, and that's been the challenge as well. Just, playing hostess right now, and my friend's pretty easy, but she's not a vegan, so she enjoys eating healthy, but I'm also cooking things for her husband that I don't eat, but I'm used to that, so it's okay. And just trying to break my little log jam to get where I want to be. My body's really, I guess, at a set point that's kind of resisting, but starting a new month is always very motivating. So I'm charting my stuff and starting this month and hoping for a good way in Monday. I'm going to wait till then.
Good. Excellent. Okay. I know it's always difficult when you have guests.
Right.
And but again, as I mentioned before, sometimes it's good to stick to your guns and cook your foods that you will eat, and then cook for them, or cook the same food what you eat and just add the protein to it.
Yeah, that's the problem. I had to fight my husband off that mushroom soup. I'm like, wait, you're having steak. This is mine. Get away. He was going to gobble it all up.
Okay.
So I got to make a lot more because all the dishes are so delicious. Everyone eats them. Yeah. But they just add stuff.
But that's a good problem to have. So
Not bad.
That's good. I mean, if the food tastes good, then you have no issues, right? Which is great.
Just make more. Right?
Yes, that's right. Okay,
Right.
Good.
Have a good weekend.
Same to you. I see you, before I forget, we have our challenge ceremony on Monday, 8 p.m. Eastern time, where we celebrate the, everyone who was in the challenge. It's going to be a really nice event, I think, because this challenge was very, very active. We had a lot of people in the challenge. A lot of posts have been posted in the challenge. It was great. Excellent.
I'll make that. That'll be good timing. I think my guest is Monday morning, so I'll be able to be distracted.
Okay. Barbara, would you like to go next? What are your challenges and wins for the week?
Well, I'll count 2 wins, and that was I lost another pound this week. So that makes me 9.4 pounds.
Wow, that's great.
Yeah. And I have exercised every day this week, some form of exercise. And so I'm real proud of myself, although my body is letting me know that I haven't been taking care of it because I am sore, aches and pains. So I feel really good about that. And I guess my challenges, I've done pretty well this week, but my husband cooked eggplant. It's not really eggplant parmesan, but it's sort of like that. And the smell of it, for some reason, got me. Normally, it doesn't bother me at all. But suddenly, I thought, oh, I want some of that. But anyway, I did take a little bitty taste of it, and then I felt bad, so and stopped. But that was really hard. I don't think I have felt that way since before January last year. So that was hard.
Okay. Well, we all have these type of how you call it, events where we are, where these emotions or these cravings are triggered by smells. It's normal. Once you eat it, your body will tell you, look, that wasn't a good choice at all. But it's all in the game.
Cheese, oil, and breading.
Yep.
Gosh.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Diane, what are your wins and challenges for the week?
My challenges were being on vacation for almost 2 weeks and trying to find things out, eat out. So I ended up gaining 4 pounds, but I've been back a week and I'm down 3. So I think it's a lot of they salt everything and I'm not used to that. And I think it was all water, just being bloated and puffy because I don't cook with salt. I never did. So at least I'm 1 pound away from being where I was when I started. So I think that's good.
Okay. Well, it gives you an idea that when you go out, it's hard to find the food that you cook at home. Right?
Totally.
It's hard to find. And
Yeah.
your body is the best evidence of telling you what's good and what's not good for your body. Your body tells you right away. And that's what you find out sometimes the hard way, but yeah. Okay. And again, of course, there's always a learning phase, how to order in restaurants, how to deal with traveling. It's I did a YouTube show with dining out, but it needs to be learned, needs to be adopted. Sometimes we're a little shy in a restaurant. We don't want to be the one person who is is out of order, and we just have to stick to our guns and learn how to order in a restaurant, and that's it. It's just a matter of adapting this lifestyle, and after a few weeks or months, you actually get there, and it's second to nature.
It's just harder going down the highway and you got to find some place to eat off of the next exit. If we'd stayed in one place more than a couple nights, I could have worked this out better because I could have found some place around the hotel. But live and learn. I will plan better next time.
Yeah, absolutely. It's if you know that you are away if you drive for 6-8 hours, then it's always a good idea to either prep maybe a wrap or something, or salad or something that you can sustain on, instead of going out and have to order at McDonald's or somewhere where you're tempted to eat chicken wings or whatever, or chicken nuggets.
I wouldn't drive through a McDonald's if it was the last place on earth.
I know. But that's really the choice of many.
Yeah, it is.
Because where do you order food in a place on the highway? There's only fast food chains. They have pizza chains, they have Chick-fil-A and all these things. It's difficult.
It is.
It's very difficult. And you may say, okay, I'm going to go there, I'm order salad, but then the problem is you smell their food. You smell, the Chick-fil-A next door and this, and it's pretty hard not to order something that satisfies your cravings.
Temptation.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Okay. Linda, what are your wins and challenges?
Well, I'm down another pound.
Good.
So I did my goal for the week. As you know,
Can you unmute yourself?
Yeah, I can't hear her.
but I've been eating whole food plant-based. I really enjoyed the zucchini fritters. They're made with chickpea flour, and they were just wonderful. I really enjoyed them.
Good.
And I've been walking Little Pippin at least 3 times a day and aiming for 8,000 steps. And I either come close or I just knock it out of the park. And I'm having a really great time. My biggest challenge is journaling at night. I always find myself going straight to bed and then saying, oh crap, I didn't journal, and having to catch up the next day. But I am journaling every day, and I am being very positive in it. And it helps. And we're not going to California right now. My husband has a dental issue where he's got bone loss in his jaws, and he's got a big hole down in the bottom and a little hole up on the top that have to be fixed. So that's gonna take the travel money, but it's okay. I'd rather him get taken care of and be better than to go and have a good time. We'll do it later.
Yep.
Mhm.
Okay. Good, good. I'm glad you hit your goal for the week. That's excellent.
Thank
Good
you.
job. Nice, nice, excellent. Colleen, how are you
Hi.
doing? What are your wins and
Well,
challenges?
I've had several challenges. My husband, he was in a certain area where we have our favorite kebab place. And he went in and got a carry out, not thinking that I'm still on the plant-based, and he ordered 2 of them. So he got home and he said, look what I got. I said, oh no. I said, don't do this to me. He says, oh, I forgot. I said, okay, well, it had the beans and rice and it had a salad. So I ate that, and I ate 1 drumstick. Of course, that made me feel really guilty. The next day I weighed myself, I'm still on track. So I was still able to lose the 1 pound, but I want to lose another pound this weekend. So that was my cheat day. I moved it up. And also I did a batch cooking of that 3-bean chili, which was phenomenal. And that lasted for 3 days for us. And then like yesterday, I didn't really feel like cooking. So what I did was I went in the fridge and I saw what kind of vegetables I had left. I had some cabbage, I had some broccoli. So what I did was just made, I had vegetable broth, low sodium, and I just boiled the broccoli and the cabbage in it and ate it that way.
Mhm.
But I feel good that I didn't gain, which made me happy. So this weekend I'm going to work on the 1 pound that I need to lose to complete this week.
Good, good. Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe the smoothie day on Sunday
Uh-huh.
will help you lose that pound.
Okay.
So that's
Yeah, I love smoothies. So
good. So that's really, I did the 3 smoothies that day because just to give everyone a chance to lose maybe a few ounces and
Yeah.
get to the best weight loss possible.
for Monday,
Yes,
for the weigh-in day.
For the
Yeah,
weigh-in. Yes, yes,
exactly.
definitely. Good, good. So just talking about getting the support from your family members and friends.
Mhm.
You know, when we start a new lifestyle, I mean, some of you have been doing it for years probably now, and some of you are pretty new. But when you start this lifestyle, it's always a good idea to talk to your friends and family members to get their support. And I know you did, Colleen, with your
Mhm.
husband, but he forgot, and that's fine. But it's something that needs to be
Addressed.
discussed, especially if you adopt this lifestyle. If you just do the 4-week challenge and then you forget about it, then you know, it doesn't matter. But
Mhm.
if you like to continue this, it's always a good idea to tell all your friends and family members, hey, please support me in this journey. I'd like to lose more weight, or I'd like to reverse certain conditions.
Mhm.
It's always helpful, because in the end, if they see you nipping here and there, they will not respect you for that. They will just say, oh, she's gonna have a little bit, that's fine, and they joke about it. But if you are serious about it, they
Mhm.
will take you serious, and they will respect you for that. And they will not that your husband, you know, he forgot, and that's fine, but I'm not talking about this. But in general, especially with friends, they come over, hey, I brought this and that, and then you know, you don't want to offend them, so you don't tell them, oh, I cannot eat this. But if you tell them that up front a few times, and you rub it in more often, then they will understand, and they will respect you for that. You know,
Right. Right.
very often, if I go to my, you know, visit other family members, and they're, you know, in general, they're all chicken and meat eaters, all of them. And
Mhm.
if there's one dish that is vegetarian or vegan, then I'm lucky. And but when I go somewhere, most of the time they thought about me, and they created a meal for me. And so that's what actually happens when people respect your view of eating.
Mhm.
They actually cook for you as well, and
Mhm.
they take it into consideration. So that's just something, you know, on the side,
Right.
for, you know, it's just so important. People will respect you for whatever view you have on your lifestyle, and that's so important.
Yeah.
um Pamela, what are your wins and challenges?
Successes, keeping up with exercise, a plus. My clothes are fitting differently.
Your what?
It feels like I lost more weight than I did. But I know my clothes are fitting differently. I feel differently. And I guess success is eating the leftovers, but I miss cooking this week. I really miss cooking this week. It makes me want to go get the ingredient, you know, and cook everything, because I really do like cooking it. But so that's a success, but kind of also a challenge, you know, but it still is very good. You know, I guess I'm critiquing grocery stores now, but in my grocery store, the Giant Eagle, and you go through produce, right? You walk in, this beautiful produce, and then to the right is your rotisserie chicken, your fried chicken, your, you know, chicken fingers prepared, all of the prepared dishes. Then, you know, you're still going through the produce, and off to your right is the deli meats. And then you get almost to the end where you're buying your like your thyme and basil, you know, your fresh stuff like that. At the end, you go around the corner, and then they bombard you with cheeses all over the place. Oh no, you just can't even go through there. You have to go through another spot or totally deviate through the wine
You have to deviate left through the wine or continue straight to the bakery and all the sugar. And then you round the corner and there's all the meats, your steaks, your shrimp, your salmon, all of that. It's like you almost have to avoid, they're revamping it. They're changing it up at this one grocery store. But now that I pay more attention, I just think it's funny. It's like, back.
Yeah, temptation.
But I don't know about
Everywhere.
any of you, if you've like ate regular and then you just started this or as you progress. But if you go down like the baking aisle or to get spices or some of the flours that you need to bake or whatever, is the sugar more intense smelling to you? Can you smell it more? I can. I walk through and I'm like, what is that smell? And it's marshmallows or whatever. But the smell of the sugars and the stuff like that is really intense. But and that was the challenge, just going. I could cook all this, I could cut all this up and spend 2 hours cooking and cutting, or I could just walk over there and get a rotisserie, take all the skin off and and then throw some beans and rice together. I'm good. Or, you know what I mean? I'm tired. I can go, so it's a mind game when I go in. Journaling, I'm still not there yet, but I do use, my notebook as my journal-ish kind of thing, but nothing dedicated. And again, the challenge is eating leftovers. But I did have a question for you. I forgot, was it Chef Simon from Cleveland? He's got this Fix It with Food book. Anyway, his posters starting to come through, and he had some webcast or something, but he mentioned massaging kale.
Massaging what?
Massaging kale, the leaf.
Okay.
And I was like, so you mean these restaurants, before they serve kale in a salad, they massage the kale so it's not so fibrous? What does he mean by massaging the kale? I know, I guess you don't have to do it when you're cooking it.
Yeah.
Unless you're going to quick saute, they recommend you massaging it, supposedly. And then if you're just going to eat it raw in a salad, you're supposed to massage it so it's it's not so fibrous or something. And what is massaging the kale?
Well, it breaks down the fibers
Oh, okay.
a little bit, but it probably also exposes the kale to oxygen, for the oxygen to be absorbed into the kale, and that in turn opens up the antioxidants in the kale. So that's the reason why he massaged it.
So do you just rub it in your hands or roll it around or squeeze it, or what do you do?
I prefer to rip it apart, so that basically, yes, you can massage it, but in order to bring the oxygen into the kale, you have to rip it apart. Don't cut it, rip it apart. You can rip out the spine, so to speak, and
So get aggressive with it then.
Say again?
Just rip it apart.
Yes, that will actually expose the kale to the oxygen. It's the same as broccoli. If you expose broccoli to kale, it activates the flavonoids in there. Flavonoids, do I say it right? The antioxidants in the broccoli. So, and these are anti-cancer properties, which are actually activated, so to speak. So if you use broccoli, you cut it, you use it, you have not even half of the broccoli benefits, the antioxidants benefits, than you would have if you would cut your broccoli about 30 minutes before. Actually, when you buy broccoli in the store, like Trader Joe's,
that.
Yeah, when you buy broccoli in the store that is cut already, that has the most antioxidants.
Because you have to let it sit 30 minutes.
Yes.
So I have to fight with my kale and then introduce the broccoli to the kale so they can make happy antioxidants flowing in the air. So it'll be better for me, right?
Yes, yes.
It's a goofy way of putting it, but I had no idea because I heard massage the kale and I thought, am I supposed to like rub
Well-
the leaves or squeeze them or twist them? And I wasn't sure. Well, that's a little tip that I did not know. So
Yes.
whatever, is that go with cauliflower too? Whatever you cut, let it sit 30 minutes? Or can I put my broccoli with the kale in my container? I don't know.
Say again, I couldn't hear that.
I said, can I let everything sit? Does it work for cauliflower too?
It works for all cruciferous vegetables.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah.
And then I can take my broccoli and put it in with my kale, and then they'll make happy with each other and it'll be easier for me.
yeah, you can do that. Yeah. And it's, it's really, you activate the sulforaphane in the broccoli or kale, which are really the most important health benefits in broccoli and kale and all of cruciferous vegetables. So, but they're only activated when you expose them to oxygen. Also,
You said the kale to the broccoli.
no, that has nothing to do in combination.
Oh, I thought that's what you said. Okay.
No. It's either one, or doesn't matter which one you're using, kale or broccoli. Either one has sulforaphane, but it needs to be exposed to oxygen in order to be activated. And when you do that, you don't want to cook your broccoli down to, until it's soft. Broccoli, maybe a minute or two until it just get a little. The best idea is when you go to a Chinese place and you get your broccoli cooked, they always leave it very crunchy. That's the way you should be cooking your broccoli, crunchy. So you have all these anti-cancer properties alive and working for you. The best way is steaming or raw. Raw is the best, really. If you eat broccoli raw, you get a full dose of those sulforaphane, which is great. So in smoothies, it's perfect. You get a full dose of it. In crudités, you make a little dip. That's perfect. And or you put your little broccoli florets, put it over your salad. That works too. The difference with kale can stand up to heat, so you can cook it for a few minutes and it will still have some health benefits. The same with collard greens. Those you can cook for 45 minutes and you still have health benefits. So each of them have different properties, different benefits that help you stay healthy. But again, broccoli is one you cannot cook too long. It's gonna kill it.
Yeah, I remember killing broccoli. I think the first dish I made, I looked at it and I'm like, theirs is so pretty. I think I killed my broccoli again.
Yeah.
I instead of fresh, I used frozen, and I
Mhm.
put it in along with, and it was just too early because it was already blanched. So I'm working now not to kill vegetables in my dishes.
Good.
Well, now I know about massaging kale. Now, let me ask one more question about that. Is it better, since the kale is the way it is, you said exposing it to oxygen, when you keep your kale and your lettuces in the fridge, is it better to let them get room temperature before you eat them? Does that matter? Does that change anything? Is it?
Again, that has also something to do with the oxygen
Oh, okay.
going
Okay.
into the vegetable. I think you can eat it chilled. There's nothing wrong with that. I don't think you need to leave it at or bring it to room temperature. I don't think it makes a difference. I think rather the opposite. If you keep it chilled, it maintains all the vitamins and antioxidants.
Mhm.
Mm.
And the smoothie, if it's all the greens, I was wondering how that would taste warmed up a little to make it a warmer. Is that bad? I was just kind of curious. I was going to warm some up, but
Well,
it's
you
supposed to
want
be cold and frosty or something.
to put the different flavor methods into the smoothie. For instance, you can make everything taste good if you have the right acidity, the right acidity, the right sweetness, and if you have, how can I say this best? If you have a mixture of all these flavors in your food, then you make it taste good. Meaning, you have to have the acidity in the food in order, if you want to heat it up, so it tastes good. Otherwise, it would taste totally bland. So you want to have, it's the mixture of sweetness, acidity, and heat or cold, depending on what you're doing. So it's you, because you don't add salt to your smoothie, so it's going to be rather either smooth, sweet, or it's going to be lemony, or it's going to be sour or bitter, then depending on what kind of vegetables you have in there. So it's a tricky part to heat up a smoothie. You just have to make sure that you have something what stands out in the dish, because otherwise it's going to taste really bland when you heat it up.
Oh, so it tastes better like your green smoothie, the one you have.
Yes.
Heating that up just for warmth, heating that up, it would make it taste different, like bland, you're saying.
Yes, it will make it
And
taste
then so it
differently.
tastes better with, okay. I was just
Yeah.
kind of curious. I was going to try it just to see, but
Because when you heat up spinach or greens in particular, you develop a flavor in them. When you eat it raw, it tastes very, very different. So raw and cooked vegetables have a completely different profile. Like spinach tastes different raw than it is cooked. It has, when you cook vegetables, they have a satiating effect on you. It tastes good, but it tastes better if you maybe add a little garlic to it. So, but you wouldn't add garlic to a smoothie because that would taste awful when you have it with a little sweetness in there that comes maybe from strawberries, right? So all these things you have to take into consideration when you heat something up that was not meant to be heated.
oh, okay.
No?
I assumed it would be like the smoothie and then you heat it up and it would be like a soup, a warm soup.
Yeah,
But
it could
then you
be.
have to season it different to take
Yes.
on the warmth. Okay.
Right. So
Okay.
for instance, when you cook spinach, for instance, I love to cook it with onions and garlic. I cook down the onions and garlic, then I add the spinach to it. If you add salt, a little bit of salt, a little bit of black pepper, and that's it. And it tastes incredible. But the same thing in a smoothie is completely different. The taste is very, very different.
Yeah.
It's basically flavors change when you add heat to it.
That's true, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's that's why when these are the few flavors you can add to food, or the three components, I would say: heat, salt, of course, acidity, and sweetness, and usually fat as well. These are components that change every dish. So take one out and the dish tastes different.
That's true. That's true.
So just keep this in mind.
Cool.
Yep. Okay. Good. Let's see. Does anyone else has any questions? Nope. Okay. Okay. So we have, as I mentioned before, Monday we have our ceremony. It's going to be a very busy month for me because I'm going to start my case study as well. I'm going to have the culinary accelerator, which I'm starting probably the end of February, beginning March. And we probably have our boot camp, whole food plant-based boot camp. And so it's a lot of stuff coming up. And yeah, a lot to look forward for. Good. Yeah, that's it for me. If you have any questions, let me know. You know where to reach me. And I'll see you either Sunday for our cooking or Monday. Okay.
Okay.
Have a great day,
All right.
everyone.
Goodbye, everybody.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks.